Hello, good evening. In this video, I want to share how I go about training the GSD puppy that I currently have. So, to begin with, I wanted to analyze or record the existing state of the puppy. Oscar spent most of the time, being tied near a gate. So he literally received almost all of the reinforcements just by jumping up and barking. So that is where this problem has come from, barking and pulling, and that's exactly what we're trying to solve. And Oscar always had a company. The either the owner's kids or you know the other older dog at home accompanied him all the time. So he cannot stay alone. Like he becomes anxious and he keeps barking. And like I told you, pulling is what we are trying to solve. And again, the same thing. Like almost all of the reinforcements came from barking, came out of barking. At least that's what he thinks. So to start solving the problem, I made few changes in the environment first, because management is actually needed for a puppy like this. So I'm introducing crate time for this puppy. I wanted to restrict the physical movement because he's a guy who cannot settle down. Like he literally keeps pacing. He was never thought to calm down. He cannot switch his arousal. It's always like super high. So limiting the physical space can help him settle down. So I introduced crate. Alone time, like even when he's created, he's being close to me, he's being literally next to me. And sometimes I walk away from the room. So I want to introduce him to isolation. I want him to I want to make him feel that it is okay to be alone. And I started introducing structured walks. Like he is a strong puller, so the structured walk will help him to literally take things slowly. Like walk a bit, and then if you walk next to the human, you get a chance to sniff, kind of like uh, um, getting what he wants when he gives something that the human wants. So it's more like a pre-mag principle we are applying here. That's something I have introduced. And I wanted to introduce scatter feeding because he never uses his nose. Like he sees something and then something triggers him, and then he keeps barking or he keeps pulling. So scatter feeding will help him. So these are the changes that I've brought in the environment. And I also made sure that he gets no reinforcement when he barks. Like when I bring the meal bowl, when he barks, I don't place the bowl, and then there's no attention when he barks. So he can keep barking, but he's not going to get anything out of it. And these are some things that I wanted to write it down, because like by the end of the training we should be able to compare, and that's exactly what this log is for. Each day I log something, so probably by the end of a week or end of 2 weeks I would know if Oscar has improved. Like I don't want to compare Oscar with any other dog. I want to compare Oscar with his own results, the time being the variable, right? And then I also observe that he jumps on the table to steal cookies. Like when you train, you have a bowl of cookies, and when you place it on the table, he's more interested in stealing the cookies and not interested in working with you. So this is something that we have to change. We have to train the dog to cooperate with the human in order for the dog to get the cookies. So on day one, I didn't stress him too much. Like I allowed both my dogs to meet him in a positive way. So now he can um, be in the same room with two other dogs. And none of the dogs will be in stress. Like all of them likes all of them. Yeah, crate out. So when he gets out of the crate, I train the dog to exhibit a calm behavior in order to be let out of the crate. So that's something that I started. All these are inculcated in daily activities. So we don't put in additional effort, as in we don't carve out time during the day and then train all of these. All these are like inculcated, except for the structured walk. Circle walking. I've already done a video on circle walking. I'll link it somewhere in the description or in the video. The idea is that when you walk with your dog and your dog walk past you, like once he or she crosses the knee, we make a circle. And then this would do two things, right? One, it stops the dog being reinforced for pulling. And number two, the dogs get to spend more energy than walking in a straight line. And then they get to, tire themselves out a bit so they can start really focusing on you. Crate time, we added a crate time of about 30 to 45 minutes. And then I let him take a break, a wee break, and then come back, play a bit of game if he's interested and motivated. If not, limit his pace, and then repeat. So the point to note is that before you create a dog, the dog should be thoroughly exercised, meaning he should have done something he likes, plus something that exhausts him a bit. It's not just exhaustion, something the dog really wants and is motivated to do, and then exhausts at the end. I also started capturing calmness whenever the dog exhibits. Like he doesn't stop pacing if his space is not limited. So I have to put him in a crate, or probably in a small room, and then try and wait for opportunities where he exhibits some calm behavior, and then capture it using a clicker. I use a clicker, and then feed him. So if you're interested in capturing, I would say you start looking for Smart 50, SMART, and 50, Smart 50 training. I don't remember the original author's name, but I think it's from this technique is from a trainer called Kathy Sado, KATHYSTAO. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. I'm sorry if it's not the right way to pronounce. Anyway, on day two, the circle walking, I increased a bit, like to 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. We take a break every 30 minutes. So, little water break. I love the dog to, rest in a piece of grass. So stuff like that. And then the crate time has been increased to 45 minutes. I think when I put him in the crate, he barks for about like 5 minutes straight, and then he starts to settle down. I also make sure that I give him some activities like chew toys to enjoy inside the crate, but that doesn't get his attention right away. So probably, but once he settles, um, he's much more calm than day one. So 45 minutes is like very okay for him. Probably I would try and increase this to 60 minutes. And again, calmness on day two has improved a bit. So he started, lying down even without the crate, which is good, which is excellent. So we would continue working on the same and then see how this goes. Like I really wanted to focus on two things: calmness, and then the circle walking, because that's the daunting issue that Oscar has right now. So we would focus on that. Anyway, I would continue to keep this log so I can see what's going on with Oscar and then make changes accordingly. Hope this helps. I always write logs like this when I record. I mean, when I train dogs. So it's very useful to me. If this helps you give a visual picture, I would suggest you to try this out, and then you can let me know in the comments how it goes. All right. Thanks.